Why does the church address the Pope as the Holy Father, His Holiness, or Your Holiness? Is it because he's without sin? Does it also mean he does not sin at all? No. The church addresses the Pope in any of these titles because by his election as the Pope, the head of the Catholic Church, he is specially invited and laden extraordinarily with the task of replicating the life, the teachings, and the leadership of Christ within the church and in the world. And therefore, he becomes for us a guide, a shepherd, and a teacher. And we must listen to him. He is also addressed in any of these titles because of his special link with Christ. Most churches or places of worship or articles of worship are addressed as holy because of their links with God. Holy people. Are we really holy? Does it mean we don't sin? Holy objects and all that because of his special link with Christ. So the title as the Holy Father or His Holiness is not about a personally merited status, but about invitation to task and his link with Jesus Christ. Does the Pope sin? Yes and no. He's yes, in the sense, he's a human being, but his personal sanctity is strictly restricted to God. God knows it as he knows your own and my own. I do not know his personal sanctity, but it is supposed that the Pope had conquered some of the big animals in spirituality, the mortal sins. And the Pope does not sin in matters of definition of faith and morals as the chief shepherd and the teacher of this church. The Pope. The address given to Pope and His Holiness, we must know, is not only restricted to the Catholic Church, the Pope only. In Islam, the head leader, supreme leader is addressed as His Holiness, as well as in Buddhism, His Holiness, the supreme leader there is addressed as His Holiness. The leader in supreme leader, the patriarch in Oriental and Eastern churches are also addressed even as His All Holiness. So it is not just the Pope. The Pope goes to confession, and he goes to confession because he sins, and as I said, his sins are known to him alone and God. But one thing is particular about holy people, that the more you draw nearer to God, you find how dirty you are. You see dust. It is like a big light shining, a limelight shining in your room, and you are observing every particular and every detail in your house. You observe God is an eternal light, and while they draw nearer to God, they realize that they are sinners. And Pope Francis goes to confession every 2 weeks. Pope Pius XII goes to confession every day. Pope Saint John Paul II goes to confession every week. I really don't know about that of Pope Benedict. I can't really say. But why do we need regular confession? Catechism of the Catholic Church, number 1548, reveals that there are advantages to regular confessions. Number one is right formation of conscience. The second one, it makes us more merciful because we keep receiving mercy at the confession. And number three, it heals. It's a sacrament of healing. Sin is often the origin of human suffering. So when sin is cured and dealt with, other effects are also resolved. The other one is that it leads us to spiritual growth. We grow in spirituality and we become more conscious of how we live our lives. It also helps us to fight against evil tendencies. Corporis, Mystici Corporis, written by Pope Pius XII even reveals that there are 8 of them, 8 reasons why we should go to confession.